Hey everybody, welcome back to RAS Reviews. Today we're going to take a look at this smart lock. This is kind of more of an indoor lock than an external door lock in case there's anything inside your home that you want to keep secured. So full transparency, the company did provide this lock for me to review, although all the comments and opinions will be my own. We'll go through a quick unboxing and then we'll install it on a door, give it a test run, and see how things go. All right, let's get started. So I'm not sure what company actually makes this lock. As you can see, the packaging doesn't have a name on it. And on Amazon, it's just called like eLink store. But I'll put a link in the description box below so that way you can take a look for yourself and see what it is. So looking at the book, like I said, it's just eSmartLock at Outlook.com. Model number is H1BCF. Not sure, like I said, what company actually makes the lock itself. All right, let's see what we got going on here. So it looks like we got some seals here and some mounting screws, screwdriver, some backup keys, a charging port, a couple RFID tags, okay, here we've got what looks like the internal door handle, or maybe it's the external. Who knows? We'll see here. We've got the latch assembly. That looks like probably a template if you were making a new door, and the kick plate. Okay, and here is the external handle. All right, that looks like everything for the box. So let's take a look at our component. Okay, so latch seems pretty durable. I'm just trying to see if this is a... Yep, so it's got a protective film here, which is not very user-friendly. Okay, that was definitely a battle. All right, I am going to install on a door that's already got a handle, so I'm not going to need that. We've got our plate, which also has that protective film on there. Okay, let's see. So I think this part is plastic. So this is either plastic or very thin metal. Handle is pretty beefy. I'm assuming this is probably where batteries go. Yeah, okay, so it looks like it runs on 4 AAA batteries, not included. Just stick that off to the side. And then our actual keypad here. Okay, let's go ahead and see what we got going on, and then we will go from there. Okay, now that we took a look at everything that is in the box, we will head to a door and go slap this together. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go through the install. Hopefully the lighting isn't too bad here. It's a little bit dark, but just for the sake of time, I've already taken the old door handle off. If you're not sure how to do that, just watch this video in reverse. It'll be the same thing. So first we're going to go ahead and put our catch in, or our latch. So the flat part should always be facing into the room that you're putting it in, because basically what will happen is when the door closes, that back side is what will stop it from being able to open. So we're going to go ahead and slide that into our hole here, and you just want to make sure that that center post there is right around the center of that door hole. We'll throw a couple screws in there real quick. Okay, so after we got the catch installed, we're going to go ahead and work on the handles. So you have the outside portion, which has all the numbers, and the inside portion where your batteries would go. We're actually going to start with the inside portion because of this pin here. So as you see, it is hollow, and on the back side there's a hole. So the wires for the outside part of the handle are going to feed through here and out the back of the handle. So we're going to put this first, so that way it's easier for us to feed the wires in there. So we'll just get that in position. before I do that, we have a couple rubber spacers here. So if you're installing it indoors, well, if you're installing it outdoors, you're going to want to weather seal them. If you're doing it indoors, the indoor doors are a little bit thinner, so you'll need these to act as spacers for the lock to sit flush against the door. So these just kind of slide on there, and I'll show you with the other handle. You have little nubs around the outside of the handle, and you have slots on the gasket. If we can get that in frame. So those will just sit on those little nubs. Since I have that one there, I'm just going to go ahead and slide this inside handle into place to free up a hand. And now I'll just try to get close so you can see what I'm talking about here. Those will just slide in and sit on those nubs and sit flush. So now I'm going to route these wires through that center post that I showed you. Usually what will happen is it'll get hung up just on the lip there. And if you go from the other side, you can usually just use a fingernail and pop it past that lip. These seals back on. Okay, once you got both of those in place, I'm just going to hold that in place and start one of these screws. I highly recommend before you go in too far, just make sure your seals are still in place there. They do have a tendency to pop off. So I'm just going to try to get this one flush. Okay, so for your inside screw, inside your handle, and I'll bring the camera closer so you can see, there's a hole. That hole will allow you to, so this hole here right in front of the battery compartment will allow you to get that back screw in. Alright, so let's go ahead and work on that back screw. Okay, and now as we can see, as we actuate this door handle, the lock actuates. Okay, let's go ahead and toss some batteries in here. So your back plate here has your connectors, so you'll connect the wires up. They'll only fit one way, so you're not really going to mess that up too much. Okay, let me find the screw for there. Okay, so now all we're going to do is angle that into there, into the handle. We'll push down and start the screw back here in the edge of the handle. Okay, and that is it. The install piece is done. So now let's look at how we set it up and program it. So we'll start on the inside. You have two buttons here on the handle. The top one makes the light blue, so it is locked from the outside. When it's green, that is passive mode, so it can open from the inside or the outside. And again, pressing it again, now it can open from the inside but not from the outside. And now I'm going to go ahead and open up the app. Okay, so after we download the eSmart app, we can see I've already set this up before, so because I'm not going to show you my PIN as I set it up, but you'll see that the app is powered up. So we have a few different ways of locking and unlocking this. So first is the fail-safe mechanical. Comes with these two keys. As you see, or hopefully can see, that does not unlock. But if we put this in there and turn, now it'll lock. And when we take it out, it doesn't lock anymore. So that's your mechanical backup. You also get two of these RF cards, and the way we set it up is we will click here on Card Manager, and I'll block this part out. Okay, and then we're just going to hit Start Add. We'll enter the card name. I'll just put my name here and 1. and we see registration successful after just tapping it with the card. So now we'll add the other card. We'll just name this one RAF2, add to, and again, as you see, I'm just going to take that, place it there, and registered. So that part was super simple. So now we see lock does not open. We'll touch it with the lock here, and now it opens. We'll give it a couple seconds to let it lock. Okay, it has locked. As you see, nothing's happening. And now it's unlocked. Okay, let's go ahead and set up a fingerprint. So we'll hit the fingerprint, start add. We'll say this is me. Add fingerprint. And now I can just start adding fingerprints. So this is how I would probably open the door. So I'll just use my thumb. Alright, so let's back out. You see it was added, so it does not open. And now it opens. So super simple. And then your password management would be here. And you'll set your admin. Once you set up that, that would be the code that you would type in to enter using the password. So my only thing is, you know, at least here in America, I'm putting the door handle in like this, so it's horizontal with the ground. So for me, I wish these key numbers were sitting the other way, because as it stands right now, and here, let me take a picture of it to put on the screen. As it stands now, these numbers are sideways, so you'd kind of have to tilt your head to put that code in there. But I mean, other than that, it's a super simple install. User interface is super easy to use. It cannot be controlled with like the two major home style automation systems. I don't want to say the names and jack up anybody's stuff at your house, but the one that Amazon makes and the one that Apple makes, you cannot control it by voice. And I don't think we can unlock and lock from the app either. Let's see here. It looks like you can unlock it from the app. So yeah, definitely to me, a pretty good lock for the inside of the home. I probably wouldn't trust it on the outside of the home. That's just personal preference. You do you, boo. Okay, if you have any questions about the lock, please put that down in the comment section below. I'll put a link to the lock there also. And other than that, if there's anything you'd like to see reviewed on this channel, please don't hesitate to reach out in the comment section and let me know, and I'll try to get my hands on it to do a review for you. Other than that, we'll see you next time. Bye.